Hi there. So today we're going to be talking about tripods. This is the K&F 94-inch tripod. It was sent to me by K&F Concepts, and we're going to be checking this one out. And it does a lot of things that other tripods can't do. And I would really like to show that to you. So if you're curious about that, keep watching because you're watching Blue Collar Guy. Okay, so today we're talking about tripods, more specifically K&F tripods. I have some of their other gear here. I use their other tripods. I use their variable ND filters. I've used all kinds of stuff that they make. And I bought all of this gear with my own money. I don't deal with companies or collaborate with companies unless I really believe in their products. In other words, I buy their products. So even on my Osmo Pocket 3, which I'm looking into right now, I've bought their filters and ND filters and those sort of things for my cameras because I just like the way their gear operates. So when they sent me out this, when they decided to collaborate with me, I was quite excited about that because I really wanted to check this particular tripod out. It is very versatile compared to other tripods. Now, one thing I want to discuss is the difference between a photography tripod and one that is for videography or for video.
Do you know the difference between video and photo tripods? Let's find out. Photography tripods are designed for still shots. They often have a ball head, making it easy to adjust your camera for the perfect angle. But when it comes to video, things change. Video tripods feature a fluid head, allowing for smooth pans and tilts. This makes your videos look professional and seamless. So, what's the key difference? Photography tripods are great for stability and quick adjustments, perfect for capturing that one perfect shot. Video tripods, on the other hand, are built for motion, giving your footage that cinematic quality. Remember, the right tripod can make a world of difference. So choose wisely and happy shooting.
So this tripod that I have here is actually made for photography. It's not meant for video, but you can use it for video. And I kind of use my tripods as more of a hybrid. I've ordered a video head to convert this tripod to a video-based tripod. I'm going to be talking about how much money I think a YouTube creator should really invest in a tripod, because those really expensive tripods are meant for heavy gear, like an Arri Alexa or a Sony FX6. And if you look up the price of those things, they're a lot of money. They're like $10,000, $20,000, $75,000. They're crazy expensive. But okay, so we're back in the studio and I'm just talking about the K&F Concepts tripod. I just wanted to take you to the website to show you how much it's going to cost, what the features, and maybe go over some stuff that I missed. So we're going to go to the computer here. And this is the website. It says it's on special for $159.99. I believe this model is close to the model that I showed you. This is the SA25-4T1, and it looks very similar to the other one. So they may have changed the model on it a few times. So let me just blow this up a bit. So as you can see, the ball head and everything looks very close to what I showed you. This is the tripod itself. There's the legs. Now the adjustments on the legs on the one that I have are a little bit different than that one. The adjustments on the legs are a little different because the ones that I have, it's a little bit nicer of the grip. So I'm going to get this tripod here out of the bag and show you the difference between this one and the one that I have here. And I'm going to be demonstrating the different uses for it. So this particular tripod here is for photography. Now you can use it for video. I'm just going to extend my legs a little bit more to raise this one up to show you what it can do height-wise. Now the other thing about this tripod that I got from K&F Concepts is it uses the butterfly release on the legs. And I'm going to show you what those kind of look like. So this is the little clamp release. You just flip it. They're called the flip release. And they have an advantage and a disadvantage. So the advantage is they're very quick to deploy, but the disadvantage is over time they can lose their strength. And some of them are adjustable and some of them aren't adjustable. So you have to be careful how much weight you put on a tripod with one of these so that they doesn't start to sag, meaning that the weight of the tripod kind of drags it down because the clips just can't hold the weight anymore. So I've been using K&F Concepts products for about 4 years now, and I've been pretty happy with their reliability. That is one of the reasons why I did decide to collaborate with them, because I don't want to recommend products that I would consider to be unreliable or cheaply made or break or anything like that. So I do have experience with their company. I also have their variable ND filters on their video cameras, as well as my Sony ZV-E10. You know, they make all kinds of different sorts of products, but I do like the Ulanzi quick release system because of how fast you can put things on and off, and it's got that click, and you can even, you know, lock it in and out. If they had their own system, hell, I might even change over to theirs, but I didn't see one that they had. They were using the Arca Swiss on their tripods, and, you know, it's not a bad system. However, I find that if I'm going from different types of mounts, I prefer to adapt them to this, because I can put this literally on anything and it works rather well. So this particular one here that I've had for 4 years is called the TM230-24. So it's the, I'm just going to raise up my camera without hitting the ceiling here. So it's the KF TM2324. So if you're interested in this particular tripod just for photography, or if you just want something that's basic, I would recommend this one. I've been, like I said, I've been using it for a number of years now, and it's never failed me. It's fairly easy to deploy because it, like I said, it has the butterfly style clasps. However, do not put heavy gear on a tripod like this. It does have the hook at the bottom so that you can weight down your camera. So if it's really windy outside and you don't want the wind to push it over, you can do that. They're great for that. And I've been quite happy with this, but now we're going to be talking about their brand new one. Well, it's new to me anyway. We're going to just take it out of the bag. They all come in a bag, by the way, which is really nice. I've been quite happy with the fact that they come in their own little carry bag, and they even have a carry strap. This one's still got the plastic on it, as you can see, and there is the strap. So I'll just throw that on the ground, and this is. And they have nice color schemes too, which I've always liked. They tend to go with this really like a fluorescent, almost like an orangey gold. It kind of reminds me of Hohem a little bit. I don't know if you've looked at their gimbals or not, but they're pretty sharp looking too. And now this is what it looks like when you first get it out. Now you have to flip the legs all the way over, and you're going to hear them click, and they're going to lock. And this particular tripod has a few tricks up its sleeve that my other one does not. So I'm going to just get these legs down, because this one can go quite high. It can go up to 94 inches, which is about 8 feet. I know that sounds crazy, but you may want that for lighting. And if you're doing YouTube creation, you're going to want a tripod that can kind of do a lot of different things. And that's why I like this one. Now this one has the twist grip, see? But they're very easy to use, and I don't find them to be slow, and I don't find them to be hard on the hands, because that's what happens with some of the cheaper ones, is they get a bit hard on the hands. And I'm just going to put this here. So as you can see, I'm already at a very substantial height. I can adjust it down. Okay, so we're talking about the difference between a ball head and a fluid head. So this tripod can do an interesting trick. So if I go like this and I loosen this off, and I can adjust this. So this whole thing turns, by the way, because it has this adjustment here. I'm going to just get my finger on the right spot. This adjustment here makes the whole thing rotate. And I can, oops, I can raise this up. Then you can turn it sideways, and then you can, it's got a hole over here, and you can actually go right through that hole. And now you have a downward shot mobile setup for your camera. So you can take either a DSLR or an action camera. And there is also a line on this shaft. I've got to be really careful I don't hit the other tripod. And it says stop. That's where you stop. So this prevents you from putting the tripod into a point of failure where, so every tripod is rated for a certain amount of weight. So that's why they put that line there, so that it still fits within those parameters. We can tighten that down, and now you have this type of setup. And then you've also got the ball mount on here. So let's say I wanted to like go like this. So now you've got the camera in this configuration where it's coming out over top of something, but it's still in the upright position. And that's kind of a nice feature too. So when I said that this tripod is very versatile, you know, and I'm just going to adjust this part up a bit so that you can see that a little easier. I'm not joking. Like, this thing is way taller than me, and I can get the legs can go up even higher. So, and if I take this and I go back to here, and then I rotate it and I go to the stop line, because I always go to the stop line, I'm going to be going up to 8 feet. I think I got another adjustment on the bottom legs. Yep, I do. So this is the height. It's right to the ceiling almost. Now, would you put your camera up that high? Well, maybe if you're at an event and you're trying to get above a crowd. So for me, as a YouTuber, I also film parades and things like that, and I put them on my channel. I say this is the Christmas parade. I'm going to be doing the St. Patrick's Day parade. So this particular tripod, which as you can see goes quite tall, I can get over the heads of people. I can put a different camera on here with possibly a remote head, like if I wanted to get super tall with a gimbal or something. So I could take my DJI Action 5 Pro, I could put that on the Hohem gimbal. I have a wireless remote control for the gimbal, and now I can get unique shots similar to that of a drone. And the other nice thing is it's got that little clamp at the bottom of the base. Here, I gotta lower this again. And there we go. And then I'll adjust this back. So everything adjusts very, very good. It's excellent quality. This is all aluminum, and you can adjust all of this. So this has the hook at the bottom, and you can remove this. And by the way, you can invert the post. So I can unscrew this, and I can actually feed it from the bottom up, and then I can have like a low angle shot too. These are things that you can't do with just a video tripod. They're meant for like a single type of use aspect. Now they do that very, very well, and K&F makes excellent video tripods that have, you know, the fluid head and everything. All the settings are right there. And if you go to their website and you're really looking for something that's very video centric, then you may want to pick up one of those. But for a YouTuber, I recommend something more like this, because I may want to put a light on it. I may want to put an action camera on it because I have action cameras. And I don't need anything that can hold like large amounts of weight. I just need something that's very compact and versatile, and something that also that's not that heavy itself, because some video tripods can get quite heavy until you get into the carbon fiber tripods. And then those can get quite expensive. Okay, so we're going to go to the computer shot again. And here is a satellar tripod. Now, I want you to take a look at this price, because here's the price, $1,709. Now, is this overkill for a YouTuber? I think it could very well be overkill. Is this a very good video tripod? Well, it should be for almost $2,000. It had better be one of the best tripods you ever laid eyes on. So I'm going to show you the best quality tripod that money can buy, pretty much, for I guess a professional videography or cinematographer. And you're going to be shocked by the price. So let's just go to the computer. And this one here is $4,653 Canadian. So this particular tripod only has the one screenshot, believe it or not. So even though they want $4,653.47. Wow, what a number that is. 4,000, almost, I don't even have cameras that cost that much. So these tripods are overkill. If you have very expensive gear, this is what you get. If you have a $10,000 or $15,000 camera, this is what you get. Now, the other thing I need to explain to you about video tripods is they're weight-based, meaning that depends on how much weight the tripod is rated for. So if you get one that's rated for a lot of weight and then you put a light camera on it, it might not work that well. It was meant for heavier cameras. That's what it was designed for. So then you have to buy another video tripod for a lighter camera. This is why having a hybrid tripod for a YouTuber is good, because our cameras tend not to get that heavy. Sort of very high quality video tripods. I'm not saying that they're not, that they can't do their job. They do it very well. The problem is that for a YouTuber, I'm not spending $2,500 on a tripod. This particular tripod comes in at under $200, and that is a good deal for a high quality tripod. So this is why I like these type of tripods. I can put a light on it. I can get that simulated drone footage. I can get an overhead shot. Let's say I'm at a picnic table in a campground and I need a downward shot. I'm going to take this tripod. It's going to work perfect for that. You can get, I believe in finding something that has a lot of uses, not just a one-trick pony, so to speak. Now, does that mean I won't ever get a video-centric tripod in the future? Possibly. But one of these with a fluid head on it will probably serve me quite well. And all in all, it will be a lot more versatile. So this particular tripod has an Arca Swiss, and it fits in like this. And then you just clamp down on this. Again, I'm going to put my Ulanzi mount just to show you what that looks like. So I'm going to take this off, and I'm just going to mount it to the bottom of here. And this particular Ulanzi mount also works with Arca Swiss. So even though I can clamp this and then put this on here, you can get these little Ulanzi ones with the grooves on the side, and then it fits right in there. And then you can leave this component out completely because it's on there and now I can just clamp right onto here. So I kind of like these little Ulanzi mounts. So I can use this for possibly another camera and then use that clamp right there. So this is just my preference. Some people are just hardcore on the Arca Swiss, so it's going to be your choice on that. But I like the clip-in style. And I'm going to show you why, because I'm going to take my camera off of this one and I'm going to just clip it onto this one. And that's why, because it's just fast, super fast. And then I can adjust this. I can take this, bring this down a bit, and then we can go from there. And yeah, and then if, like I said, if I wanted to get the downward shot, then I would just go like so. And then I got to go to that, good, make sure you go to the stop. I'll raise this up a bit so you can see, okay? And now I have a downward shot. And then I can pivot that. So then I can take this and I can even go like this. And if I needed to do a downward pivot, like without having a motion controller, you know, it's not going to be as fluid, but you can kind of like, you see what I mean? And then you can get certain types of video-centric shots. You just have to make sure your motion is as smooth as possible. So I can just adjust the tension and then just go back and forth and just kind of gauge it a bit. And I can even take the screen, point it down, and then I can kind of like get that unique angle like this and go like that. And then I can say, okay, well, there we go. And if I want to tilt it up a bit, okay, so now I've got the camera in the upright position, but I can turn it with this lever here. And now I can do like a pan that way. If you have to go over top of something, you know, and you want to clear it, it gives you that clearance. And then you can, it also gives you a nice, you know, kind of like a makeshift way of grabbing it for stability. You know, if you want to just grab something like that and just kind of like get that makeshift stability in there. So, and then you can turn it sideways, go that route. And if you want to get that type, you know, you can get that type of shot that way, you know. So as you can see, this whole arm was what got my attention. I've been looking at this for a while now, and I got to tell you, I think that this is the biggest plus for this tripod. And the fact that it's very easy and quick to set up, you know, I can just undo this, you know, and set it up and then go up really high, you know, if you want to get that really. And then this part here will rotate the whole shaft, you know, so I can get like a, if I can't quite reach the camera and I need to get up a really, really tall shot. Now this tripod has another trick up its sleeve. Yeah, you thought I was done with the tricks? I'm not. It has another trick up its sleeve. We're just going to take this out. I'm going to put the camera on the other tripod. So what is this other trick? Well, if you look at the legs, you're going to see one that has a foam grip on it, which is this little guy right here. And you grab it here, you can unscrew it, and now you have a monopod. Yeah, it's a monopod too. So it's, like I said, this is a very versatile tripod. Can't do that with my other one. And then you can also attach this head to here, and then you've got that. So everything is very, very interchangeable. And the head for it, by the way, is a separate component that they sell, and it's called the BH-28L. BH-28L. So I hope that this helps you with your tripod journey, because tripods can become a bit of a rabbit hole. It's like looking at clothes almost. There is so many kinds and makes and models and colors and features. Now, the one that I'm looking at, the one that I got the Pocket 3 on, is just your basic, cheap little tripod, because I had to show these two with something. So I put this one on here because, and it barely holds the weight. Like as I'm moving around, it gets kind of wobbly. I'm going to show you actually what this one looks like, because now I'm going to take the Pocket 3 off of the cheap one and show you what a cheap one looks like. And you're going to be blown away on that. So I've got to adjust this. Okay, so now I'm going to take the Pocket 3 off the fly. Here we go. Pocket 3 is off. Okay, so now, okay, and I'm going to adjust it there, and I'm going to take this one, move it over here. I'm going to move the good tripod over here. I feel a lot better knowing that my Pocket 3 is on this one, because it is rock solid by comparison, and you'll see what I mean. Okay, I'm just going to adjust that a bit. Okay, I have to move my stool. I'll be right back. So, there we go. Okay, so which tripod did I have the Pocket 3 on? Okay, this little thing right here. This thing is like feather light, and it's more of a selfie stick than a tripod. So if you look at the legs, I'm just gonna compress it a bit. Here's the legs. They don't have much of adjustment. It's basically a monopod with 3 legs. And the legs just kind of open and close like this. And there we go. There we go. So this is a very weak tripod. And I would not put anything other that, like the maximum of this is like a Pocket 3 or a DJI Action 5 or something like that. Maybe a phone. It is not meant for, it does not have a lot of stability. I've used this out in the field, so to speak, and I'll tell you, it scares the hell out of me when it comes to that. Is it compact and stuff? Yeah, it's great for that. So, you know, I keep this for like a really quick shot or something like that, but because this is just compression, when you put heavier stuff on it, it'll actually make it go down all by itself, because it's not meant to hold any weight. I'm going to show you what this looks like when you put something heavy on it. So I'm going to put this out. Now, I will give it that it's easy to deploy, which is one of its strong suits. So we're going to put this on there, and I'm going to show you what I'm just going to lower this one down a bit because I can't raise the other one up. Okay, so that's what I mean. Any little bump, and you know, and it can like, there's not much, like there's $1,000 sitting on there, you know, there, it would have fell over. So, you know, you get one little bump the wrong way and these cheap tripods, they won't cut it. So an action camera would be about what I'd really recommend these type of things for, because if they fall over, they're meant for, you know, a little bit of roughness, so to speak. Even the Pocket 3, I freak out. I had it on there, and I'll tell you, it was moving around, but you didn't notice it because it's got that gimbal in it, and the gimbal kind of stabilizes everything. So you didn't see this swaying so much on the other side of the camera. So it just goes to show you how well the Pocket 3 does its job. And you know, it's got some adjustments to it. Now, if I'm not leaving my camera, I can use this as kind of like a monopod, but it's not very stable. You'd be better off with a much better system than that. But yeah, it's not, you know, you have to kind of lower it down quite a bit before it kind of offers more stability. But when it's at its full height, it's just too, you know, it's just too wobbly, you know. So if you wanted to know if one of these tripods for $30 can do the job of one of these, they can't. It's not even a close race, okay? So I'm gonna just go to the fluid head that I ordered. I should get it probably on Thursday. I'm gonna go to the computer again. So here is the fluid head. This is the FH03. They have an FH01 which has the adjustable handle. This does not have the adjustable handle. And it has the ability to smooth out your panning and your tilting and that sort of thing. And the handle gives you a nice grip as well. So we've got the 90 degrees that way, and there's like a spring adjustment in there. So inside the unit itself, there's a bit of a spring adjustment. And this particular one can hold 11 pounds, which is more than enough for a YouTuber. So some video tripods will have the ability to, they can hold like 22 pounds. That's like a FX9, you know, you're approaching like big cameras. And here is what the mechanism looks like. So this is the FH03. You can also adjust this as well. And it was only $62.99, which isn't badly priced. And I'm going to be getting it on Thursday. So this is why a YouTuber should be looking at hybrid tripods as opposed to very specific tripods. So video tripods are good for certain uses, and I may get one in the future because they do have the ability to dampen the controls. In other words, you can adjust the resistance of your panning and your tilting, and you can create things very smooth, almost like a video slider, like a camera slider, like a motorized slider. You can create that type of motion with them. So if you're just doing content creation, you don't necessarily need all of those extra bells and whistles. You can get away with something like the FH03. Now the FH03 fluid head has a lot of advantages over the other tripod heads because it's a lot smaller, more portable. I can take it out on site a lot easier. It's not going to be some giant head like this. It's going to be probably closer to, well, let's say closer to about this size. So I'd like to thank K&F Concepts for sending out this tripod. It's a very versatile unit. Other YouTubers have done videos on this tripod and they think the same thing also. It is great for content creation. If you're just getting started out in YouTube and you need to be able to do downward shots and you need to be able to do, have overhead shots, I can put a long selfie pole on this and put a tiny camera like my DJI Action 4 or my Action 5. This is my 4 and this is my 3. I can stick them on that tripod, put a 9-foot selfie pole on top of that. And because the camera is so small and lightweight, I can get a simulated drone shot. So I may do that when I take this tripod out to the St. Patrick's Day Parade. Because I'm going to probably take this tripod and the one next to it so that I can get 2 different angled shots. And that's it for this video. So take care, be safe at work, and I'll see you at the next video. Bye.